Her life was taken from her so suddenly and so violently. She's just been shorted. I mean, her life has been shorted.
For the first time and only on Fox 19 Now, you're going to hear from close friends and family of 64-year-old Sheila Denise Tenpenny.
Yeah, her family shared all of these wonderful photos with us.
Yeah, she was murdered inside her Fairfax home earlier this month, and her 13-year-old neighbor is charged with the crime.
Brenda Ordonez has more.
Now, I've been in contact with family who tell me they are absolutely heartbroken. Denise was killed less than a month after her 64th birthday and on the cusp of her retirement. Now, friends and family say that she lived alone but always had a dog with her up until a few months ago when that dog died. Now, Denise was actually in the process of getting another dog this spring. One friend tells me she wonders if she would have gotten that dog a little earlier, would that have made a difference, and would she be here with us today? Now, before we get into the story, we want to warn you some of the details of the crime are disturbing.
Denise was a really nice person, and she had a good sense of humor.
It's what initially drew Kathy to befriend her then co-worker Sheila Denise Tenpenny, a friendship the women would hold on to for over 40 years.
We just had a lot of things that we enjoyed doing together.
The pair bonded over gardening and would go on swimming expeditions to Kings Island and Coney Island, something Kathy says Denise talked about doing more often as she was preparing to retire from an electrical company in Blue Ash that she's worked at for decades.
She was real excited about being able to spend a lot of time there and then meet up with, like being able to meet up with friends.
But those plans came to a sudden end on February 2nd when investigators say her 13-year-old neighbor broke into her Fairfax home and killed her.
I was in shock. I was devastated.
According to a coroner, a preliminary autopsy revealed Denise suffered trauma to her head and neck. A 911 call from Denise's brother indicates she was found without clothes on and with a pillow over her head. A police report further states several bottles of cleaning supplies were found next to her body.
And I can't think of her last few moments. It's so tragic to me, that I've lost a good friend.
In a statement from Denise's family, they say in part, quote, "For the last 2 weeks, our family has lived a nightmare we never expected. Every day we try to understand how this unbelievable event occurred." The statement goes on to say there would be no gardens created with her great-niece, no daily walks to the library with her sister, no weekend lunches with her brother, no trips to Kings Island or the sports club, no shopping trips with friends, no volunteering at hospitals. She was not just a sister, she was a best friend. Surrounded by family and friends, Denise was laid to rest earlier this week. Her loved ones are now gearing up to make sure she gets justice.
I want it to be stopped so nobody else has to endure this.
Now, Denise is leaving behind 2 sisters and a brother and nieces and nephews who family tells us she was like a second mother to. Now, you can read their family's full statement on www.fox19.com. For now in Fairfax, Brenda Ordonez, Fox 19 Now.
As for the 13-year-old suspect who is charged with murder, he is still being held at the juvenile detention facility. He has a pre-trial hearing scheduled for tomorrow. Brenda will be there. We were able to confirm today that he will remain in the juvenile courts. He will not be tried as an adult because per Ohio code, you have to be at least 14 for your case to be transferred to adult court, no matter the crime. Fairfax police confirm that other charges are pending for that teenager.